Greetings, yo. Um, I'm in the process of reading through. Oh, my allergies are flaring up on me. I'm almost done reading Stephen Jay Gould's book, Rocks of Ages, and the rocks are science on the one hand and religion on the other. And in this book, he lays out his famous or infamous NOMA principle, non-overlapping magisteria. So you've got one magisteria science. You use methods of observation, hypothesis testing, so on, to make authoritative scientific statements about facts of nature. That's the one magisterium, the one rock. The other magisterium is religion, and under religion he includes morality, um, and perhaps aesthetics as well. But that has a different criteria of exploration and examination and truth finding. So the idea is, I thought that the magisteria are non-overlapping. That is, they do not overlap. Never the twain shall meet. But the more I read his book, the less clear it is to me exactly what he means by non-overlapping. If he just simply means that they're different, science and religion are different, why that's certainly true. No controversy there. I think we can all agree with that. Um, because he does seem to allow some level of overlap, but then at other times he seems to go against that. So I don't know if I'm uh, reading too much into it, or if I'm not smart enough to catch what he's saying, or what. Um, Perhaps he's not being very clear, but at any rate, um, if one of the examples he gives of religion overstepping its magisterium into science is the age of the Earth. Young Earth creationists will say that the Earth is 6 to 10,000 years old. He said that's not appropriate for them to say that because that's leaving their magisterium and trespassing on the magisterium of science. But I don't personally see that as illegitimate. If I as a Christian hold to uh, the infallibility of the Bible, and I do as a Christian hold to that, then if the Bible says that the Earth is 6,000 years old, if it says it's only 6,000 years old, then I have to accept that. Now, I don't think that that's what the Bible teaches. I want to make that clear. However, no matter what scientists say, if the Bible says something that contradicts it, as a Bible believer, I would think that I would have to stay with what the Bible says. So, if that would be an illegitimate form of overlapping between science and religion, um, then I would say that I can't agree with Noma. But then there's other things that he says. I can't remember right offhand, but it seems to allow for some type of overlap. But in the next to the last chapter, he's talking about creationism, and more particularly the Scopes trial in 1925, I think it was. And in that trial, you had William Jennings Bryan. Allergies. Um, William Jennings Bryan and I forget who the defense attorney was, and Scopes was the biology teacher, and you know the story. But one thing that he kind of uh, I don't know if he comes right out and says it, but it's kind of an interesting implication, I suppose, of NOMA. If we are to accept NOMA, we can't allow science to like uh, under the NOMA principle, religion can't step into science, but neither can science step into religion. So when certain biologists will say, if a Christian who is a proponent of the axiological argument for God will ask certain evolutionists where they get their morality from, and they appeal to well, murder, rampant murder of the species uh, by other members of the species is not conducive to survivability, so natural selection weeded it out. Um, that seems to be precluded on the NOMA view. So uh, if it seems that if we accept NOMA, we can't also say that there's an evolutionary basis for morality. Um, that seems to be science stepping into the realm of morality or religion. Um, a lot of people, perhaps, who appeal to this evolutionary development of morality um, are possibly being inconsistent with themselves. They also hold to NOMA. So that is one implication, I think, maybe, of NOMA. You could have evolution describing why we think of murder as wrong as human beings, because if we thought of murder as a virtue, then we would have low survivability, and natural selection would weed that out. But the axiological argument, the moral argument, is not saying that atheists or people that don't believe in God are incapable of being ethical. What it's saying is that there's no foundation, there's no meta-ethical foundation to base the morality in. So in that sense, evolution would be incapable of explaining that under NOMA. And if you think about it, science really can't. Science really is about what is the case, not what ought to be the case. And morality is what ought to be the case. Perhaps that is what Stephen Jay Gould means by non-overlapping. That would be an example of it, perhaps, where you have um, um, is with science and ought with morality. Um, but on the other hand, like with the age of the earth, if the Bible were to speak to that, and it does perhaps not give a precise date, but it does speak to the age of the earth. I don't think it's as young as some people have interpreted it um, to be teaching, but there are certain things about nature that are described in the Bible. There are certain things in science that point to God. Um, you can't prove God. You can't weigh him. You can't measure him in a test tube. But you can see his fingerprints in the design on the earth. Um, so uh, I guess like one of the last things I was reading was about the problem of not so intelligent design. Um, which that really wasn't his main point, but that's related to his main point of we want to see good things in nature. We want to think that nature cares for us, and or there's somebody behind nature caring for us through nature, and so on. Which he seems to be frowning upon that, but I haven't finished that part of the book yet, so I'll wait and see about that. So there's some stuff about NOMA. I do hope to in the near future do a video or two about the Big Bang, cosmic evolution, and so on, comparing it to Genesis and showing that my hope is to show that they're complementary, not contradictory, which may violate the NOMA. But again, I don't think I agree with the NOMA, but it's not as clear-cut as I thought before I was reading this book. Thank you, and shalom out.